Hello friends, welcome to Skills on Cloud channel. Today we're going to talk about Microsoft Azure Certification training. We have a total of 4 training videos and this is the first video of the series. You can visit us at skillsoncloud.com. If you have any questions, comment to us or you can write email to us at info@skillsoncloud.com. Okay, coming to the Microsoft Azure Certification AZ900, we have 4 areas that need to be covered for the certification. And here are the 4 topics. Understand cloud concepts, understand core Azure services, understand Azure pricing and support, understand security, privacy, compliance, and trust. So these areas can be covered in multiple Azure certifications, but here we are targeting understand cloud concepts. The remaining topics will be under different training videos. Understanding the cloud concepts have 3 different sections: benefits and considerations of using cloud services, differences between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, describe the differences between public, private, and hybrid cloud models. So you need to understand all these 3 sections to complete the understanding on cloud concepts. We need to understand the benefits and considerations of using cloud services. Here are some of the benefits of using the cloud services. It's cost effective. Using cloud services is cost effective because you would be paying only for the usage of the resources. You would not be paying anything more than that. It's scalable. Scalable, you need to understand what are different scaling techniques. You can do vertical scaling, you can do horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling, it's also called scaling up, is adding more resources to the server, like adding more CPUs or more memory. Horizontal scaling is also called scaling out, which is adding more than one server. And cloud services are elastic. By elastic, based on the workload, we can add or reduce the resources. It can be done either automatically or by using some script. And it's reliable, it's global, it have data centers across the globe, and it's secure. It have both physical security and digital security. Continuing with the benefits and considerations of using cloud services, we need to talk about CapEx and OPEX. CapEx stands for capital expenditure versus operational expenditure is called OPEX. Capital expenditure is an upfront cost which has a value that reduces over time. Operational expenditure is nothing but you will be paying only for what you are using. There is no upfront cost. You would be paying for a service or product as you use it. That's the operational expenditure. So going a little more into details about the CapEx and OPEX, this concept is required for the certification exam. So here are some of the examples of capital expenditure. Server costs, where you would be paying the cost for the server, procuring the server, that's a capital expenditure. It's an upfront cost. And the storage costs, network costs, organization continuity and disaster recovery costs, data center infrastructure costs. So you would need to pay upfront to set up a data center and the infrastructure and the technical personnel. So you would need to pay some technical resources or employees to maintain your servers. On the other hand, operational expenditure, some of the examples are leasing software, where you would not pay anything upfront, but you would be paying the cost for the period that you lease the software. And customized features, scaling charges based on usage demand instead of fixed hardware or capacity. So capital expenditure requires you to pay for a fixed hardware or capacity, but operational expenditure is where you would be paying for scaling charges, scaling up. Okay, that concludes the benefits and considerations of using cloud services. Next, let's move on to the differences between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service is the most flexible category of the cloud services. It is basically used to have complete control over the hardware. So instead of buying the hardware, you would rent the hardware from cloud service provider. Infrastructure as a service can be used on use cases where you would need to migrate an existing environment, on-premise environment servers to cloud, and scaling up test and dev environments is another use case. Using infrastructure as a service, the user will have the responsibility of managing the application, operating system, and middleware, whereas the cloud provider will be managing the servers, storage, networking. Platform as a service. Infrastructure is abstracted from the user in platform as a service. Platform as a service provides environment for development, testing, and deployment, which can be easily configured. In the platform as a service, user is going to manage the applications and data. The rest of the services will be managed by cloud service provider. Cloud service provider will have the responsibility of managing the servers, network, operating system, and the middleware in platform as a service. Software as a service. In software as a service, end user can use the software without knowing the details of infrastructure or platform. It's mainly something like using the software. So cloud provider owns the application, data, operating system, and servers, whereas the user is just going to use the application. Some of the examples are using Office 365. Okay, let's move on to the next section, which is about the differences between public, private, and hybrid cloud models. We have three types of cloud models. The cloud can be deployed in either public cloud or private cloud or hybrid cloud. So for the certification purpose, we would need to understand the use cases for public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. There will be some situation-based questions in the exam. Public cloud is the most common deployment model. Using this public cloud model, user will not have any on-premise hardware. So everything will be located in the cloud. And the advantage is cost savings. Public cloud, often the resources will be shared across all the users. So it's publicly available and all the users would be sharing the same cloud platform. So the resources can be better managed in the public cloud and the cost savings will be passed on to the users. The disadvantage of using the public cloud is the user will have no ownership on hardware. So if you have a legacy systems where they are dependent on specific hardware setup, you would not be able to use the public cloud. Next one is private cloud. In the private cloud, you own the data center, you own the systems, but you would be using the services like cloud. So the cloud environment will be set up in our own data center. We will have the control over security. So if your application have a specific security requirements, we can always configure them in our own private cloud. The disadvantages are it limits the agility and scaling. Since you are not in the public cloud, the resources are not unlimited. The resources are limited to the resources you purchase or the resources that are available to you in your own data center. Hybrid cloud. As the name suggests, hybrid cloud is a combination of public cloud and private cloud. Using this hybrid cloud, it's a flexible environment where you can take advantages of both the deployment models of public cloud and private cloud. So one of the use case of using the hybrid cloud is the database might have a strict security requirements where it would be required to keep in private cloud. And the website that is accessing the data can be in public cloud. So that way we can reduce the cost of owning the infrastructure by hosting the website on public cloud and having the security requirements met by hosting the data center database in the on-premise private cloud. The disadvantages of this model is it's complicated to set up. So you need to carefully choose which services you want to keep in public cloud and which services you wanted to keep in private cloud. And it's you would need a technical expertise to manage the hybrid cloud platform. All right, this is the end of the first training presentation on a series of 4 training videos on Microsoft Azure certification training. If you have any questions or any clarifications required, comment on this video, or you can write to us info@skillsoncloud.com. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more technical training videos coming.